Peace, happy self-care Saturday, everybody. Fazi here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Definitely working towards becoming the best version of yourself and decide with intention on everything that you do to truly strive towards being intentional and really seeing the value within yourself and being intentional with your time, being selective, being specific, and really getting locked into what it is that your focus is. What your focus is to be able to work on improvement, to be able to help you work on progression, to be able to help you work on your own personal progress and transformation. We as a people, we as individuals, we as an entirety, we are a part of a lineage of a generation. And we have to decide that every day that God allows us to experience a new day is a day that we are using in a very specific, intentional, and selective way. We are not consistently getting sucked down the rabbit hole of nonsense and, disalignment in spaces where it is not in a focused space where it's going to take you somewhere of progress. But to be able to really decide that, every day is truly a blessing. Every day is a gift. And we as a collective must use it as such and not consistently position ourselves in spaces where we get sucked down the rabbit hole to entertain and engage in things that are not in alignment with you. And we must not go down these extreme roads. We have to really cultivate our base value foundation, and we have to work on cultivating that. We have to work on fine-tuning that. We have to work on growing and progressing and improving and, building better habits, building a better mindset, building better character, working on our authenticity, working on being accountable, working on being consistent and committed to the process of your own, whatever it is that your area of focus is. But we as a people and we as a community, we have work to do. We have work to do individually, and we have work to do collectively. And it is just very important that we strive daily to work on improvement. We stop trying to run from this way and that way, this issue and that issue, and we have to work on going inward versus outward. We have to go inward instead of us going outward and thinking that that's the only thing that we really need to tap into or we need to tune into. You need to tune into yourself. You need to tune into your mindset. You need to tune into your weaknesses. You need to tune into your wounds. You need to tap into these things and you need to feel them, be present for them so you can heal them. Because when we don't heal these things, when we consistently are running from these things, when we are consistently redirecting all these different types of feelings, emotions, experiences, and all these things, we are not taking care of ourselves nor honoring ourselves by, dipping and dodging in these things. We have to be real with ourselves, and we have to love ourselves, and we have to treat ourselves with honor and respect. And we have to know that very humbly, it's a privilege to be in your space. It's a privilege to occupy the same space as you. Understand that. Understand your worth. Understand your value. And stop taking yourself for granted. Stop just giving yourself away in all these different type of spaces and entertaining all these different type of people that don't deserve you. They don't deserve your peace. They don't deserve your presence. They don't deserve your gifts. They're showing you. Why consistently occupy spaces that you are being used and abused and unappreciated? Why? Because you don't love yourself? Like, we have to tap back into the essence of our foundation, and we have to cultivate that. We have to truly decide on purpose that I am important. I am valuable. What I have to give is important. What I have to give is valuable. And I'm not taking that for granted, and I'm not shortchanging myself for that for nobody. We have to do the self-work, and we have to honor ourselves. We have to honor our peace, And we have to decide that the steps that I'm taking are important for me and my purpose, for me and my process to progress, not for me to consistently keep operating in this very minimal way or this arrogance that I have, but to be able to humble oneself. Because, don't get too much on your high horse to think you can't get knocked down, because it can happen. So humble yourself and do the things that are really going to help you be more encouraged, be more inspired to make a difference. Not just get a result, not just get satisfied, not just get to the finish line, or all these different type of superficial things that we have conformed and consumed, but to be able to really decide on purpose to be proactive within doing things intimately and internally in order to be able to help us externally. In order to be able to have a great external, you have to work on your internal mind, your spirit. We have to do these things on purpose, in purpose, of purpose, and with purpose. Not to have this superficial, filterized way of moving in this fake kind of way and showing up in this way that you're not. That's not your real essence. So what are we actually doing? We're on borrowed time. Just let that sink in. We're on borrowed time here. But we're doing all these things that don't have nothing to do with who we are, who we are becoming, adding to us, and that's significant. We continue to keep indulging in nonsense. We are looking at nonsense. We are listening to nonsense. We are involving and engaging ourselves in nonsense. We are putting ourselves in nonsense environments. And we have this mentality where we think that there's going to be a flourish of improvement. We're going to be able to gain the things that we want. We're going to be able to elevate in the spaces that we want to elevate in. When that's not so. We must decide to do the hard things. We must decide to step into the spaces that are scary. We must decide to pull back the layers that hurt and have deep cut wounds. And we must do the work. Not spew that out on other people, but to be able to re-center yourself and do the things that are really going to help you become your best self. Not to be arrogant or, aggressive or all these different type of ways of anger that don't got nothing to do with the next person. Work on yourself, work on your insecurities, work on healing. Work on doing better. Work on improvement. Not to consistently think that, come on, Celine, let's go. Not to think that, it's okay. And we do the same thing over and over and over again, very repetitively. We are not allowing ourselves to tap into our consciousness in a way that is bringing us clarity. So we're just operating in a very robotic way. There's no real purpose or no real reason as to why we're doing what we're doing. Oh, it's another day. I'm just going to, indulge in some nonsense. And this is what we do. We really don't show gratitude for another day, for another moment, for another hour. We really don't see it in this kind of way because our vision is so, fogged up with all the nonsense that's all we see. That's all we believe. That's all we think. We don't do things on a daily basis to work on improvement of self. We are not allowing ourselves to indulge in things that cause us to challenge ourselves, that causes us to think beyond our personal limitation of our thought process. We are consistently being satisfied and giving ourselves passes because we don't have to think about anything. And we want the convenience without the inconvenience. So this is what we do. We create this avatar that's not really ourself. And we consistently keep moving in this very superficial way. But we have these high expectations for ourselves to be able to achieve certain things. But we're not doing what we're supposed to do. We're not doing what we're supposed to do. But we have these expectations where, oh, I deserve, or I should get, I don't even know why I'm not there yet, and blah, blah, blah. Like, really? You're having this false sense of entitlement. You're having this mentality of entitlement, and you're having these false expectations where things should just fall into place for you when you're doing absolutely nothing. We have to understand the things that we do for ourselves, it helps us externally. It gives us clarity. It helps with our vision. It helps with our perspective. But if we are not doing the internal work and we're only just decorating ourselves from the outside, and we think that that's just the end all, the be all, so that's what we look for, and we don't look for anything more valuable than that, then that's what we're going to get. Every day is a blessing, is a gift, but we're not grateful. We're not grateful. We're not grateful for the small things. We think that we deserve the biggest things when we have done absolutely nothing. We've done nothing. We're not even grateful, which is something that is really important. We're not showing gratitude, but we have an entitlement of an attitude. So, we have to work on improvement. We have to work on improvement. We have to work on healing. There's so many people walking around that have deep cut wounds and that have been through things, and they're taking that and they're spewing it out on other people. Like, it's just facts. It's facts on so many different levels. And in order for us as a collective, as a generation, as a society, as a community, in order for us to be able to operate at a high level and have progress and grow together and do things, we have to work on healing. We have to work on healing, and we have to stop infecting each other. We have to stop going from place to place to place, infecting each other, because we have a false sense of, how things are supposed to go. We are operating out of fear, lack, our lower desires, and, a poor mentality. We are not allowing ourselves to truly indulge and dive into the things that are really going to pour into us to, help us grow, to help us heal, to help us, truly tap into our rich lineage. We're too busy worried about all the nonsense. We're too busy focused on the next trend. We're too busy focused on what they said. We're too busy focused on people judging us. We're too busy focused on not stepping outside of our comfort zone, but staying inside of our comfort zone. And this is what we continue to keep doing repetitively. Peace. Thanks for joining. And this is why, our perspective is so small. We don't dream big. We continue to keep suppressing what it is that God has given us inside. And we do the bare minimum. We look for things that are just, barely going to do anything for us. And that's what we do. That's what we indulge and engage in. And this is what we are satisfied with. We are satisfied with nonsense. We are satisfied with doing the bare minimum. And we want to get satisfied. That's why we're chasing all these things, but we think that these things are going to satisfy us. In all actuality, they're not. They're not. They have no nourishment. They have no substance of any value. And these are the things that we're chasing. We're chasing these superficial things that are empty. And that's what happens. We consistently are creating habits around chasing these illusions that look great. They're so glittery. They're so enticing. It's like the devil. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Abdullah. Thanks for joining. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up and stop indulging in these illusions. We claim that we want real stuff and we want to do all these things that are real, that are genuine, but we're not doing that for our own self. So we can create that vision for ourselves and have that kind of perspective. We're too busy indulging in all this illusion. So, it's just really important that we do the self-work. We do the self-work first. We go internally first versus just doing the external work and thinking that, oh, how did that get like that? Because when you do the inside work, it overflows onto the outside. No matter what age, title, status, how much money you got, how much money you don't got, whatever you don't got. Like, we really have to work on realigning ourselves within the essence of our foundation, and we have to work on cultivating that. And we have to stop chasing all these illusions, all this fake stuff, and think that we're going to really get someplace, we're going to advance in some place by not doing the things that are necessary and that are required for us to do, for self, for our minds, for our spirits. I just wanted to pop in today and just really encourage you all. Be encouraged to work on self-improvement. Be encouraged to work on your healing. Stop allowing your desires to overtake your everything. Work on self-control, self-discipline. Like we see something nice and this, and we just are all over the place. We have no self-control. And we think we're entitled to it, when we don't even have self-control for ourselves. We must make a decision on purpose to work on self-control, self-discipline, accountability, consistency, and commitment. We have to work on cultivating these things under our belt and our foundation. Not to consistently think that, oh, that's for me because of this and because of that, when we don't even have the basic foundational, things that we need in order to be able to really move like a well-oiled train within ourselves and also within life. But we think that we're entitled to that because it looks nice, or because this, and because somebody told, like, we really need to woosah, and we really need to get back into alignment. Truly and honestly. Truly and honestly, we really need to get back to the essence of self. We're all over the place. We're like, a wobbly train that's, on and off the track. Like, we really need to get back in tune with self. Because we are not using our intellect. We are emotionally responding. When you truly have the discipline within your emotions to be able to operate differently versus just reacting, things look and will be so much different. But if we consistently keep operating based on this and based on that, what they say, how you should look, how you should talk, how you should be, and you're operating under somebody's thumb, you will always be a robot. You'll be a robot. And we were created to do great things. God has fashioned us in such amazing ways with gifts and talent and purpose. He did not create us to be robots. We have to work on unlearning to be able to relearn. And we have to work on discipline. Despite of your age, title, status, whatever the case may be, we must work on self-discipline. It's important. It's not something that, oh, I'm too old for that. I don't need to do that. You need to get it in. Period. Don't look at somebody else and wonder why, oh, how you get there? Or how you do all that stuff? Or how you get over there? Like, your journey is your journey. My journey is my journey. And know that God doesn't give you more than what you can handle. So don't wish for somebody else's life. Don't wish for somebody else's journey based on the aesthetic of things. We have to really go beyond the aesthetic of things, and we really have to use our intellect. Like, we are in a space where we're only responding based on the aesthetic of things, not knowing internally what's happening, what the value is, if there's anything even there. We have to unlearn to be able to relearn, and we have to do the work. We have to know the importance of self-investment. Investment of self, investment of your mindset, investment of your skill set, investment of your purpose. Why are you not taking the time to be able to invest and pour into yourself in that kind of way, despite of whatever your age is? We have to stop allowing society and statistics and all these different types of things to, have a steering wheel and say so in the things that we do. And we truly have to work on self, mindset, Mindset work is very, 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 very important. So many people don't do mindset work, but we think that we are entitled to the best. We're not even taking care of ourselves, but then we want to bring somebody else in. But we're not even taking care of our own self and our mindset. But we just feel entitled that that's for me because it looks good. Really? We got to do better, people. We must do better. We must do better. Seriously. I just felt compelled today to give a message. I usually don't because I have things going on the weekend, but today I just feel compelled to share this message. And, I just want to get on here and encourage you all. Like, we have to do better as a collective, on purpose, and stop just doing all these little, whole bunch of nothing. Like, just real talk. Like, we waste so much time in all these different places doing a whole bunch of nothing. And then we think that we're entitled to certain things. Like, why? Like, why? So, strive daily to improve. Strive daily to work on improvement. And it takes 21 days to regain a new habit. Understand that. It takes 21 days to regain a new habit. Whatever area of focus that you need to work on building better habits, it takes 21 days to do it. And, in order to be able to grow, it's not a perfect straight line. It's going to be squiggly. It's going to be colored outside the lines. We have to understand that. We have to make a decision that this is the space that I'm going to occupy. Excuse me. And in the time of me occupying this space, I'm going to go and grow through process. I'm going to go through this incubator. I'm going to have turbulence. I'm going to get shifted. I'm going to get thrown around. But know that I'm going to also rise above and overcome and grow and flourish. But if your mind, or if you are in a space where you are constantly introducing yourself to entitlement, arrogance, jacked up character, that's where you will always be. That's where you will always see. You won't be able to see the blessing in things that God blesses you with at the moment because your mind is consumed with not being grateful. But the message of the day is humble yourself and strive daily to improve, period. There's nothing else. So I hope everybody has a great day. Shout out to you for showing up to today's live. Thank you for spending this time with me and listening to today's message. Shout out to you if you're watching the replay. Put replay in the comments below. I appreciate you for coming back and listening to today's message. I hope everybody has a great day, a great weekend, time to reflect, reset, and realign yourself. We are in fourth quarter of the year, and it's time to make change. It's time to grow. It's time to learn. It's time to do different, and it's time to elevate. It's not time to consistently keep giving yourself a pass and doing the bare minimum and saying the same thing every single year to make change. It's time to actually do it. And no, it's not going to be easy. And no, everybody doesn't understand your life, and everybody doesn't understand your struggle, and everything that you're saying, it's okay. But if you don't put in the work, you're going to be exactly where it is that you are today, next year, and the year after next, and the year after next, God willing. So we have to work on striving daily to work on improvement. Strive daily to work on improvement. Strive daily to work on improvement. Not just say, oh, I'm going to just throw my hands in the air. Everything is going to come together and be great. Who are you fooling but your own self? So thank you all for tuning in, joining, and watching. I hope everybody has a great day. Shout out to you for showing up and being present. And, I just want to encourage you all, be encouraged to work on improvement. Like, if nothing changes, nothing changes. You can talk about, this, and you can talk about that because you are frustrated at the moment. But if you're not actually doing anything, nothing is going to change. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're not willing to step up to the plate of your life and get locked in, truly get locked in. Because when you get locked in, I'm telling you, things are going to come out of the woodworks, but it's really not going to affect you because you're locked in and you're focused. So, yeah. Thank you all for tuning in, joining, and watching. Make sure that you do share this on your timeline. And God willing, I'll be talking to it later. Have a great one. Peace.